Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says the government is committed to the fight against crime. Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Dr. Chang underscored the need for increased investment in that sector. Simone Absalom Gale reports.
The security minister says the security forces have been demonstrating a more efficient response to criminal activities, but admitted that in recent times the level of crime has increased.
We have been, for the last 20 years, running over 1,000 murders. The police force, even if expanded as it was equipped, cannot deal with that in any single year. As a matter of fact, it's just not something you'd overcome in that with any immediacy. And we will continue to invest and expand and develop the equipment of the police force to be able to deal with that and bring the level of homicides down to a more manageable level. And in fact, bring it down to a level where normal policing at the indicated levels of about 14,000 establishment will be able to deal with it.
He affirms that the crime strategies have been working, but says new and improved legislations are still needed to support the officers on ground.
But we're at a bad point still in terms of the numbers of homicides, and we do think we need additional tools. Some we are doing. Legislation takes time. We may have been a bit slower than we should be, but it does take time to prepare complex legislation. It goes through the process with the lawyers. Those are coming.
Minister Chang says he's prepared to debate in Parliament on special measures proposed to combat crime.
Of course, numbers are statistics and can always be interpreted and somewhat projected in different ways. But the reality is we're having a large number of our citizens being killed, and they're focused on a number of areas. And I then note if we examine what we call in security terms the southern belt of the corporate area, an area that ranges from Bull Bay in the east to Marvel in the west, we need extraordinary powers to deal with what is a chronic, endemic epidemic of crime in that area. We are having second and third generation gangsters, and the interplay of gang conflict will always be devastating until we get to another level down there in terms of security and in terms of having invested significantly in the social infrastructure down there.
A well-used tool in the box for the government has been the use of states of emergency to suppress crime levels in troublesome divisions. Dr. Chang commented on the SOEs as a long-term strategy.
The state of public emergency applied in Jamaica in the last 2 years could be a model for use by any democratically elected government in the region and anywhere where they are challenged by extreme violence, because it has been administered in a manner that has certainly not only protected lives, as we have seen the significant reduction in the areas where it's applied, but it has been applied in a manner that has protected the rights of the citizens in every way. We have had very few complaints of any level of brutality by the security forces. We have had no single any shooting that could be described as extrajudicial, and that's just a fact of it. The judges have questioned the length of detention, and that's an issue to be decided by the appeal court in terms of the role of the review panel and the time for which they can be detained. I don't want to anticipate any subsequent steps. It is the interpretation of a particular judge of section of the Constitution. We'll have to examine that as we go forward, depending on which way the decision goes. I'm confident that the lawyers who have advised on the appeal are confident of success, and I accept that at this point in time.
Dr. Chang says the government should have the right to take the necessary measures to fight crime. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gale.